And using your powers of creation, of visualization, imagine yourself in nature, in a place that you love deeply. Perhaps, if it speaks to you, at the edge of the ocean. And make it real. What are the colors that you see? What's most dominant? What is the nature of the wind? Is there wind at all? And the weather at this moment is perfect, but what does perfect mean to you? Can you feel the sun on your shoulders, on your cheeks, warming the top of your head? Are there other life forms around? Are there birds or animals or other people of any kind? Or just you in this beautiful scene? And take a moment, just breathe it in. That long, deep inhale in, just breathe in all that goodness to be with nature. To be surrounded by beauty. And if you're at the edge of the ocean, perhaps let's use the waves to help us. Lighten, it brings you joy. Like a birthday present, delivering little sparkles and joy and love to you at your feet. Little golden flecks of sand, each one a gift. And then the outgoing wave, it takes something from you that you no longer need. Maybe it takes away anxiety, fear, troubled thoughts, tension. So play with this for a bit. Each incoming wave brings you gifts. Each outgoing wave back to the ocean takes away something you no longer need. In and out. In with joy. Out releases. And with every outgoing wave, you start to feel lighter, freer, more of the perfect being that you are at your core. And after a while, maybe after the next wave, there's nothing left to let go of. You're just a pure golden light. The same as this ocean of love and mercy. And then using your powers of creation, what do you want to do? You could fly, you could stretch, take it where you like. Who would you be? Who are you now that you're free? And then holding on to that good feeling, but letting go of any imagery, just be for a second. If you'd like to put your hand on your heart and lock that feeling in, you can do so. Tune connection to this divine part of ourselves, to soul. The word is Hu, H-U. We sing it long and drawn out. We sing it with love, like a love song to the divine. That love song to the divine part of us. I'll sing it for a bit, 4 or 5 minutes. Join me if you like, or you can just sit and listen if you prefer. Sing it with wonder, awe. You. period of silence. Just listen. May the blessings be. While we're still in this floaty place, I'm going to read these two things I started with and see if they've changed. See if we've changed. The first is from Hafiz, called Crooked Deals. He says, "There is a madman inside of you, always running for office. Why vote him in? He never keeps the accounts straight. He gets all kinds of crooked deals happening all over town that will just give you a big headache and glue to your kisser a gigantic, confused frown." Yeah, we're talking about anxiety. That madman is anxiety. Stop voting for him or her. Thank you, April. Thank you, Dave. Noni. Noni, the book is called The Gift from Hafiz. It's translated by Daniel Ladinsky. I find this to be the most powerful one of the Hafiz books. If you like Rumi, I prefer Coleman Barks' version of Rumi as well, if you're an English speaker. The second one, this is from my teacher, from Harold Klemp, from The Language of Soul. He says, "Divine Spirit has a way of doing exactly what is right for everyone concerned at the moment." Man, the human mind has a hard time with that one, right? But from the perspective of soul, from the perspective of divine, everything is in its place. If our mental model about how all this works is, okay, I'm the personality of Scott, the mind, body, emotion, but deeper, I'm soul, a spark of the divine. You know, lifetime after lifetime after lifetime, with the goal, the purpose to learn how to love, which is another way of saying to learn how to be divine-like. Most spiritual paths start with, God is love, the divine is love. Be more loving, you'll become more godlike, more divine. So in that context, then all this stuff, all this illusion is just here to help us get clarity on who we really are. And so when we feel anxiety, it's that very human, very real. This is hard. I'm not saying it's easy. This is hard. It's that human part of us, that madman inside, the fear-based part of our lives, which is like, we're in danger, we're in danger. And soul is like, dude, are you kidding me? This is what we came here for. This is the good stuff. Thank you, Joanne and Noni and Dorota. Yeah. Comments, questions, my friends? Dave, do I teach this type of mindfulness for anxiety elsewhere? Yeah, I do a lot of corporate stuff. If you look for me, I'm all over the place. Find me on LinkedIn and on my website, scottshoot.com. I was an executive at LinkedIn for a long time, and I've had a practice since I was a kid. I've been teaching this type of thing since I was in college. And I finally brought that to LinkedIn, first as a volunteer, then it was my full-time gig. I was the head of mindfulness and compassion at LinkedIn, which is pretty cool. And then I wrote a book a few years ago called The Full Body Yes, about really tuning into that deepest part of yourself and letting all the human stuff fade away. And so I teach workshops and all the things. You can find me. Let's see. How do we know when exposures are healthy? Your feelings can be social, such as public speaking, related to my work. Will, I'm trying to understand your question. When you say when exposures are healthy or pushing too far, do you mean our own, like when we're trying to do something in the world, like public speaking, and you get that anxiety about public speaking versus like, is that a good thing or is that just too much? Okay. I think when we do, like me doing this or me standing on stage, which, I tend to do a lot of, there's a healthy amount of tension that we feel, a little bit of nerves. And I think that that part is okay, because if we don't have any of that, then we're just bored and going through the motion. So a little bit to kind of keep that human part, what do you want? Awake. Can it be overdone? I'll give you a metaphor. So this winter I got to live in Baja, Mexico for a few months. And I'm trying to learn how to surf. And I am, let's see, what am I? I'm a total beginner. You could say I'm a kook if you're in the surfing world. I can surf the level 1 waves, right? After the wave has crashed, there's this white water. You get on a giant board. I can do that. I'm ready to surf the level 2 waves. I'm ready to graduate to the next level of difficulty. But on our surf beach, there's no beginner intermediate waves. It goes from level 1 to like level 6 or 7. And so I find myself out there with my board just kind of getting beat up. And it's hard. And it's kind of dangerous because I could get whacked in the head. I'm perhaps a danger to other people. And what's going on in this moment is that my skill level does not match the wave that is approaching me, or it does not match the reality of the situation in order for me to be in tune with the wave, in order for me to ride the wave. Now, occasionally, I'll get little glimpses of it, like I'll catch a wave still on my belly or on my knees for a millisecond on my feet, and I'll have that feeling like, oh, this is what it's supposed to be like. But most of the time, we're just getting beat up. Now, this is like life. When we are getting beat up by life, the difference is our skill level to handle life is different, less than the wave that's coming at us. So what are our choices in that situation? We can go to easier waves. We can get a teacher, right, to teach us how to ride the level 6 wave. Or we can retreat. All of it is choice. There's no wrong answer. I think if I stayed out there long enough with those level 6 waves, I'd figure it out. Because in those situations, not only is it where growth occurs, it's also where pain occurs, right? But there are easier ways to do it. I don't know if that's helpful, but there you go. Let's see. Well, thank you, Noni. I appreciate you. The gift book author, hi April. Well, the original poet is Hafiz. So if you know Rumi and Hafiz, these guys were Persian, back when Persia was the ruling civilization, like 600 or 700 years ago. I would say they are spiritual teachers, spiritual masters in that moment of the Sufi tradition, because that was the closest thing that had a name to what they were doing. But it's essentially followers of the direct, sound current, or the direct Holy Spirit, whatever you want to call it. And this one's translated by Daniel Ladinsky. Translated, I think, is an interesting word, because as I understand it, Daniel Ladinsky does not even speak, I think it's Farsi, whatever the native language is. But he has a way of going, I call it going to the place where Hafiz wrote it. So he took these other Farsi to English traditions and just kind of, whatever you want to call it, soul travel to the place. So maybe it's like a combo of Hafiz and Daniel Ladinsky, but whatever it is, it works for me. Yeah. What else? What else? Let's see. Announcements. It always feels strange to go from the super floaty place to like the mental part of announcements, but I will do it. If you're here for the first time, I'm Scott. Welcome. Join me here on Insight Timer. Follow me. I have some recorded stuff. Man, I need to do some more recorded stuff. The stuff I have it's okay. It's pretty good. It's old. I have a class, though, that's really, I think, pretty good on Insight Timer. Probably behind the paywall. And what else? I do this live about every 2 weeks. I'll be back 2 weeks from today on May 9th. I'll be in Baja at the time. So maybe I'll have a little more tan. Same time, same place. How often am I live? Great question, Noni. About every 2 weeks. Yeah. I did a keynote for something the other day. I think I'm going to try that again. I think I'll do my keynote on Insight Timer at some point for my friends who are not able to come to my talk. So I'm going to test that. I've never done that before. I might do that in the evening time, Pacific time, just because it seems like that's how it should be. But I haven't scheduled that yet. I'll figure that out, and follow me. I'll let you know. I will be in Baja for 3 weeks this time. One of my buddies is having his 60th birthday party, so I want to be there for that. Yeah. And I'm going to spend a week at MEA. If you guys are familiar with Chip Conley's work, there's a retreat center that I go and sometimes teach at called MEA. And my buddy is teaching a week-long thing on friendship, so I'm going to go check that out. Should be fun. Yeah, should be good. Let's see. Have I ever come across people that are healing from harms of prescription drugs? I mean, probably. It's not something I've ever worked with consciously. I was just thinking, like, are the techniques kind of all the same? I think the spiritual techniques that we do here would be the same. There's probably some, normal world techniques that person would benefit from also, whether it's health or sleep or other medications or all the things. I'm not an expert. The Hue meditation that we did and visualizations, like same type of visualization. If there's poison in your body and you're recovering from it, the wave thing that we did, I would try that myself. That feels like it would be relevant and powerful. Just one thing to note, we were talking about anxiety. One of the things I have really become, I was going to say sensitive to, I'm going to say aware of, because I don't know if I'm any more sensitive to it than anybody else in the world. Two things, like our physical bodies, think about the things that we consume. So if you're finding yourself being very anxious, go back to what are you consuming? And consuming, yes, physically, meaning what are we eating? Like for me, if I have too much caffeine or too much sugar, too much of something, it gets me all, it's harder to be my best. And the other thing is I notice when I'm on my phone too much, for any reason, then I will find myself in this state of whatever. And it doesn't even have to be like doom scrolling. I can be doing something that feels healthy, like playing games or watching funny videos. But if I do it too much, I put the phone down and I'm like, oh, I feel anxious and jittery and just kind of unwell. So if you ever find yourself needing to let go of feeling anxious, maybe start there. Think about what are you consuming. I like this quote. It's that every thought, word, or deed either pollutes or purifies. And I would even put in there beyond thought, word, and deed, like anything that we're intaking, right? So, something to think about. Yeah, Michelle says coffee, caffeine make my anxiety goes nuts. Yeah, artificial light, natural world. Carrie, I think. Let's see. Am I gonna play a song today? I'm thinking. Yeah, alcohol can do it. Where can I find the wave thing? I'm not sure what you mean by that. I made it up. So you can find it here sometimes. Actually, I don't know if I made it up or if I was introduced by it for somebody else, but I enjoy it. All right, you guys want a song? I'm still thinking. I was at this retreat slash seminar thing last weekend, and they asked me to play for kids, for like less than 5-year-olds. And I had just done the night before this really heady, what I thought, talk, and I was kind of up in my, adult world. And then I had to go hang out with 5-year-olds, it was awesome. I was up in my head that it was going to be weird, but it was not. All right, let's see. So I got my guitar backwards. This is a song. Let me see if I can find it. So some setup. Does anybody have a dog? Do you like dogs? About 10, well, more than that. 13 or 14 years ago, we got a family dog for the first time. Oh, I need a pick. And before, I had seen a picture of the dog, and we were going to go pick him up the next weekend. And I was trying to imagine, it's this beautiful little puppy, this little Australian Shepherd. And I was trying to imagine, you see dogs and they're so happy, they're so full of joy and life and just unconditional love. And I was trying to think about what life would be like for this puppy coming to live with us, or what life would be like for him at all in the world. And I ended up writing this song. So it's called Curious Dog, or Middle of the Road. Well, I will qualify it by saying I haven't played it very much in the last few years, so you get what you get. Hopefully I can play it today. Okay. I know the middle of the road is safe. I know the middle of the road is wide. I know the middle of the road will get me there. But the side of the road where the weeds run high and the bumblebees hum their lullaby, the rabbit trails run right through the woods. If I go there, I promise I'll be good. I know the middle of the road is safe. I know the middle of the road is wide. I know the middle of the road will get me there. But the side of the road where the thistles are sharp and the scary things all come out after dark, the bobcat chases and dips my heels. Sometimes the things in the dark, they're real. Tail in the air and nose on the ground, sparkly lights and crunching sounds. If I get lost, I'll follow my nose back home. Tail in the air and nose on the ground, sparkling lights and crunching sounds. If I get lost, I'll follow my nose back home. Home, home, home. I know the middle of the road is safe. I know the middle of the road is wide. I know the middle of the road will get me there. But the side of the road where the fireflies light up the sky like the 4th of July, the opossum builds her nest in a log. I gotta check it out, 'cause I'm a curious dog. I'm a curious dog. Tail in the air and nose on the ground, sparkling lights and crunching sounds. If I get lost, I'll follow my nose back home. Tail in the air and nose on the ground, sparkling lights and crunching sounds. If I get lost, I'll follow my nose back home. I know the middle of the road is safe. I know the middle of the road is wide. I know the middle of the road will get me there. It'll get me there. It'll take me home. But I'm a curious dog. I'm a curious dog. That was fun. It's fun to think about life as a dog. Are you a curious dog? I hope so. You wouldn't be here if you were not. All right, friends. So good to see you. Go out there and have a fantastic Friday, a fantastic weekend. Shine your light brightly. Be a curious dog. All right. Love you guys. We'll see you next time, May 9th. We'll talk about letting go of other things to be more of our best self. See you later. Take care. Bye.